Okay. Kuldeep, we are now live on Facebook.
Okay.
And you can share, or your friends, they can share this on their social media pages. Please encourage them to share on their Facebook pages as well. And I'm gonna do a few sharing on my page here as well. Just bear with me, please.
Okay. How can I share it? How I share it, coach?
You go to my page.
Okay.
You'll see. You'll see it up over there. Okay.
Okay, coach. No problem. I send.
Yeah. You can see it there.
Okay. Okay. After interview, I share this.
Uh,
After interview, I share this.
okay, I'm just like doing a few more shares. Just bear with me.
Just now. Just now, coach.
I'm sorry.
Just now I share.
So I'm just getting a few things. Hold on.
Okay.
We will start shortly. Just bear with me. Your friends, they can share too from your account, but let me do one more share and then we can start. Just bear with me.
Okay, coach.
All right, so well, now we are live on Facebook, Facebook Live, and at first, like after you are done sharing with your social media accounts and other platforms, and we can start our official meeting. Good afternoon, our dear followers. Today, our guest is India's national head wrestling coach, Kuldeep Malik. Kuldeep Malik is joining us from India. He's the national head wrestling coach of India's, and now he's going to talk about he's going to talk about his wrestling teams and he's going to talk about India's wrestling program. And I have a few exciting and interesting questions I'm going to ask him. And so, Coach Malik.
Yes, coach.
Okay, so welcome again. I want to welcome you. And if you could, please, just keep your phone like that. That'd be better. Thank you. Welcome, and please first introduce yourself briefly. And I know your community, the wrestling community, know who you are, and we know who you are. But please introduce yourself briefly, who you are, and go ahead.
I am coach. I am ex-Olympian wrestler. I participate in Seoul 88 Olympic in 52 kg, and I won the gold medal in the Commonwealth and silver medal, one silver and one bronze medal in Asia Championship, coach. and many times of national champion of my nation. And after I do work as a coach on the boys team, then I continue coaching my department and Indian team. And after 1011, I start women wrestling team coaching of Indian team. And after 2013, I continue head coach of the Indian women wrestling team coach, and I job in the Indian Railway Department.
Well, that's awesome, wonderful. And I see you have very successful wrestling career as an athlete when you wrestled. But now you are in charge of India's wrestling programs, pretty much head coach of women's and head coach of men's wrestling programs, as far as I know. Um, uh, at first, I know you started coaching women's wrestlings, right?
Yes,
What
uh,
made you? Yeah, okay. Why don't you tell us about women's wrestling at first in India and how you got involved in women's coaching in India?
coach. Before 2000, before 2000, maybe 1998, before there is big problem for the girls for not ready for the wrestling sports because in India only men's are possible to the wrestling, to game wrestling. But after 2000, maybe in 2000, 1998, some girls start the wrestling little, little. And
Yeah,
just up till now, many girls, up about 2000 in a whole country, girls are do play wrestling game. That is very good now. It is good for every wrestlers to the to win the medal in international competition.
absolutely. Yes, and I remember, like, in Turkey too. I'm originally from Turkey. In Turkey, women's wrestling started like just around the same time, right before 2000 Olympics.
Yeah, yeah,
Between 1996 and 2000, around that time period, women's wrestling started during the presidency of our Olympic champion Ahmet Ayık. So during that time, you started there as well. So that's awesome. You have very successful women's wrestling uh, in a country where predominantly, like you said, mostly men's wrestle, right?
yes,
Men
yes, coach.
men wrestle is I understand the difficulty and challenges comes with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Uh, just let me then, in recent years, I want to ask this question. In recent years, I will say like last decade or so, like 10, 15 years, Indian, we hear like more and more, more and more like good wrestlers out of India coming out. And you have wrestling in India getting so popular.
Coach, it is a big reason for the popularity of wrestling because in the village, uh, in India, 70 maybe 80% population live in village, and only only the wrestling game is like in the village, and all wrestlers connected from no city, big city, they are connected with the village because 70-80% population live in the village, little village, maybe big village, not city. And
Yes,
that is why reason the popularity of wrestling so because many wrestlers are connected from the villages. So that is the good. And many competition also, just like dangals and little tournaments are doing play when our festival is coming. Holi, Deepavali, and Shivratri, that is the festival, big festival of India. Then there is a big competition, wrestling competition. When a national festival is coming, then wrestling competition is also in the village. They do for the recreations, and they do the money to the wrestlers, and they all things looking little children's. Oh, very good, interesting, very good. Then so why the popularity of wrestling like this?
Nice, wonderful. Yeah, that's just so you are saying that most of the wrestlers are from villages, and wrestling is the most of the time is the only sports they can do, I guess, in the villages. So that's lead us to your traditional sports, like traditional wrestlings, right? And that takes place in your villages, I assume. And kids wrestle in this festival, in this wrestling tournaments in the villages, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Um, so my question here, like, how do you what did you do in order to get wrestlers from out of village and wrestle for freestyle and Greco? And that's something, so new to them, right? And what did you do? How did you attract them to connect to modern wrestling?
Uh, Coach, many just I speak you because there is no wrestling mat in the village. There on the one option in the mud wrestling. Understand, coach? No option
Yes.
in the village. That is a popularity of the mud wrestlers. They same techniques, same wrestling. 80% wrestling is connected to the mat wrestling. So that is the big combination of the mud wrestlings and just and the wrestling mat, coach.
I see. That's so. I assume then, I believe then, your federation support wrestling in the villages. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, coach. Yes, they're good. Our government the opportunity very good from Wrestling Federation of India and government of India, because they're big job for the sportsmen and good scholarship and money. Just like scholarship, you got Olympic gold. How too much money give? If you win the world medal, world champion, maybe gold, maybe silver, maybe bronze, you have got big money and big job in the government sector. That is why the big successful uh, our wrestling game.
Okay. Could you tell us what kind of awards, scholarship your government offer
Yeah, yeah.
for
Government,
international champions?
I am in the Indian rupees, maybe 3 crore rupees, the gold medal. You
Okay.
three, the central government and the others. That is the central government prize.
Yes.
3 to 1 approximately nearby, and that where is the state? What is the state of the wrestler? That is the country of central government. And if a wrestler connected other states, then state government also give money and good job.
Okay.
After if he is in the army, then army department give him. If he is the job in the railway department, then railway department give him job. promotion in the jobs and too much money from this, and many prize give by the big industries peoples, just like JSW, OGQ, many companies they help the sportsmen. Then if you have gold medal in the Olympic, then after maybe 2 3 months you are the big man and big rich man of Indian.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So it's always great to see the government's support financially and
Yes, yes.
award the
Financial support
champions.
is good. Big,
That's
big financial sports in support in the Indian.
okay. That's great. So good. Thank you for sharing that. So um, I know, like when it comes to like wrestling, I you probably expect this question too. We all know about Dangal movie,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
So do you think that Dangal movie have impact in India's wrestling's development or improvement overall, or what? Like, how did that impacted people's perspective in India?
Both Dangal movie is very good picture for improvement the wrestling and especially women wrestling. It is good for promote the girls wrestling, women wrestling team, uh, and others also maybe others game maybe good, very popular and big uh, opportunity for good opportunity for women wrestling. The Dangal is movie is very nice, very good.
Yeah, and yeah, you should be so proud of that movie coming out of India and promoting wrestling. And one of our followers asked a questions earlier, whether if you want to be father of that wrestlers, or if you want to be a coach of that wrestlers, which one you prefer?
Uh, Coach, it is very difficult, but it is only for not original thing. This is not original thing, but
Yeah,
for picture improvement, uh, picture promote the how we can earn the money, how can the for the publicity this film, that is the role of the coach is not good in the Dangal movie film. For the some people, some coaches go in the court, but after they come back, uh, it is for publicity stunt in the our country, that is the father, because wrestling in our India, coach, wrestling in our India, wrestler big need from their parents, from their coaches, that only parents cannot do anything, only coach nothing do anything, all circles, his parents, his relatives and coaches, because I speak already you tell you that maximum wrestlers live in the village, so then it is not possible one only one person improve the wrestling. Then
yeah,
a full circle support, support when the wrestler support full persons, parents, relatives and coach also, then make a good wrestler world champion and Olympic champion.
absolutely.
Then
Yes.
that is only for publicity stand role of the coach.
Yeah, it is very important role, no question about that. But it, like you said, it takes like whole village to raise a champion, I assume, I believe.
Understand the
Uh,
coach? Coach understand the coach role of the coach, and maybe you can understand very well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your perspective on that Dangal movies. Now, my next question is that, at the beginning of the program, I mentioned I mean, we know that you coach males and females. How
Yeah.
are you, yeah, and how are you, I mean, how do you do both coaching and how do you manage such a busy schedule? I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
Coach, in India, maximum center of the wrestlings uh, separate, boys separate, and girls also separate. They do, but below the 13, 14 years student, they can join the girls classes. Understand, coach?
Yes, yeah, yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Maximum of the wrestlers uh, have separate, and our national team also, then state team also. There is a separate a separate club of the girls and separate club for the boys. If sometimes, if sometimes maybe our camp go to about any country, they do combined training. That is good. That is good. No problem. Because it is the wrestling game. Understand, coach? It is
Yeah,
it is the
absolutely.
wrestling game. Same techniques can we technique we use. Techniques use girls. Same technique use boys. Then very good for the both girls and boys. If they do good practice, they maximum benefit go to the girls, because they do practice with the boys and they bout with the girls. That is sometime, no every time, sometime, but sometime they do they do practice with the boys. That is no problem. For coach, for coach no problem. That is the boy, that is the girl. For coach no problem. I we take we very successful class, very successful training to give them, and it is sometime happen together training. Sometime, no every time. When our camp go to the abroad, that's they speak the India time. That maybe 9 to 10 morning, 11 to, because 2 hours maybe we separate every time to the every country. They give, host country give every time a separate time. Then we go. We should go. We go together, boys and girls, and do training together. That is no problem, coach. And maybe I think it is no problem also, coach, because if a girls use the gut range to the boy, understand, coach?
Yeah,
If a girls used to the gut range to the boy, then if he used that gut range technique in the competition to the girl, that is easy, definitely. That is it is easy for the girl to use that technique. Understand, coach?
yeah.
Because my English is little
No,
short.
you're doing Kuldeep, you're doing wonderful job. Yeah, yeah, you're doing wonderful job. Thank you so
then
much. Yeah,
then coach, this is the no problem,
yeah, yeah.
because we
It's
always separate do sometime. We should separate. We should do practice together. It is necessary. Sometime we should do practice with the boys also,
yes,
and sometime freestyle. Maybe 1 2 times there is maybe possible Greco-Roman boys to the for the ground wrestling.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, you are saying that, you know, you mentioned earlier, that was an interesting point. You know, all the moves, wrestling moves, and everything is the same. As long as they practice the same over and over and over, doesn't matter males or females, uh, they can be successful. No question about that. And once a while, yes, they do practice. I guess so. They sort of, you know, challenge themselves for better, you know, outcomes. That's awesome. Thank you so much for reflecting on that responsibility and how you manage both males and females.
And
Espe-
that your maybe I read your question. Maybe one. What is the problem? You maybe ask. What is the problem uh, for the training to the girls? Maybe you ask.
Yeah, well, some countries, there might be there's some challenges, society sometime, but
Yes, yes, yes.
now nowadays it's all accepted when it comes to, inclusion and diversity in sports. I think
Ah, yes, yes.
every human being, they should have opportunity to practice certain
Some,
things.
what some problems, some opportunity problems is common problem. Maybe hygiene, maybe catering, maybe hostel. That is the common problems for the
Yeah.
challenge, human challenge. And some challenges are individual challenge.
That's what I
Uh,
was, that was my next question. My next question was, what are the some challenges you face in India when it comes to wrestling, both like even coaching men?
yes, yes, I
What
read.
are some challenges you
Yes, coach.
face?
Coach, this is challenge, big challenge. Challenge is challenges. Two type challenges, coach. One type is a common challenge, full team common challenge, and this is the full team problem. This is problem. This is catering problem. This is hostel problem. This is hygienic problem. This is mat problem. This is atmosphere problem. And some challenges individual, coach, individual. 50, 48 kg wrestler girls, another problem.
Yeah,
Second, 55 kg wrestler, another problem. They can use not same technique. If left, right, go to stance left, right, then he cannot use technique. That is not good. Some wrestler uh, step parallel stance. That is one wrestler for good parallel stance, one wrestler not good for parallel stance. Some wrestlers right stance forward, second wrestler left stance forward. That is separate things. Some wrestlers weak in the standing wrestlers, standing wrestling. Some wrestlers weak from the ground wrestlings. That is separate challenges.
yeah,
Family one wrestler family problem, uh, some wrestler some injury problem. That is a separate challenge. So much time
yeah,
we can uh, and out of society many bad elements, and this is telephone social media, they write something, the wrestler disturb 1 hour 1 hour 2 hour 3 hour, he cannot ready for the training. Then
I,
we ask him what is the problem. It is a no good, why you not good do practice, do training. That is the coach, some common challenges, some separate challenges.
yeah,
And I want that same every little challenge for coach, very big challenge. For wrestler, little problem, but a good coach, that is not a little problem. For coach, good coach, that is a big problem. But
absolutely.
you think the wrestler, this is little problem, no problem. But internally, you think this is big problem. It is solution for must, for his preparation for the competition. How he can good performance, give good performance. When he mentally disturbed, he cannot good training, good training, not good competition. If he good mentally fit, always be fit.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. Like the coaches see the big problem from different window, and
Yeah,
for athletes, it might not be so big problem, but for coaches, that you have much better perspective and judgment when it comes to identifying challenges. No question about that. Now I want to get back to your team and last, at the last World Championships, I believe you won 5 medals, right?
Yeah, coach.
So so tell me about your team. Like, how do they do? How do they, especially nowadays with the COVID coronaviruses, and how do you keep your team motivated?
Coach, in the corona, we uh, because I already speak you, the most wrestlers have live in the villages. They do their practice in at a home, and just in Indian language, dand baithaks, like dand baithaks, that deeps,
Yeah.
like this, and no gym. That is the good. I speak Indian exercise, physical fitness. Indian exercise is very nice. If whole world do good practice for the good exercise, Indian exercise, coach, when we do the practice in the coaching course, our center NIS, National Institutes of Sports, learn a good exercise.
Okay. You
That
provide them exercise
exercise,
program. You provide them.
very good exercise program.
And you
That
provide. I'm sorry. Do you provide them like exercise scale
yes,
program, like
coach. Yes. Every wrestler and every parents and every coach know this exercise perfectly,
Of course, yeah, I understand.
and they do their practice. And after this situation, we take the online practice online to the practice to the grassroots and developments, boys and girls, online daily program, uh, daily 1 hour program on the online daily every day, coach. And
Okay.
in this session, we can use one dietitian also, one maybe two, maybe psychologist, doctor also we help. And also we take help from the physiotherapist. And
Okay.
how in the corona COVID-19 we face, we do that exercise, then we can exercise, not use the technique on the partner, but shadow practice, coach. Shadow practice every day. We do practice online, shadow practice from
Okay.
this movement, 20-second leg attack, leg defense. That is the back to the left. Understand, coach?
Yeah.
Shadow practice we do every day, 1 hour.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's great. That's wonderful. I know, I understand it's very challenging time with the coronavirus is impacting whole society around the world, and you worry about your teams and your athletes on team, and you're still trying to keep them motivated, stay focused on their developments and learning. That's wonderful. And we're getting close to the end of our meeting today. Before we close, and I just wanna uh, ask a few more questions. One of them is that do you collaborate with other internationals, like team? Like, do you have any or in the past, or are you planning to like do joint practice, or did you do any joint practice with other countries to practice together?
Coach, uh, many times we join the practice many times in USA, Colorado Spring also we join the training camp. And Turkey, Istanbul, we join the training camp combined with the other countries. We join the training camp to the Madrid, Spain, to the other with the other countries. And Bulgaria also, 3 times Bulgaria, we join the Bulgaria with Bulgaria, training other countries, many countries in Bulgaria. We joined the camp,
Okay, so
and we can join boys from Georgia also. That is no problem, coach.
okay, now that's good. So, what's your prediction for India's like you know uh, India's achievement at the next World Championships, Olympics, or so? What's your expectation for next year?
Coach, we hope we uh, we may be very good result, not maybe sure good result from last year. This year we win the more and more medal in the Olympic. We break the record of the last year, and both girls and boys are good ready for the Olympics. Just it is natural postpone Olympic due to COVID-19. Then we
Yeah.
hope a good result and give to the medal of our country, and maximum results. Good, coach.
Okay, cool. So my last question about your team again. Who do you expect has a big chance to get a medal in the next championships on your team?
Coach, it is very difficult because six wrestlers also in the boys category, Greco and freestyle, and six women wrestler in the 18 wrestlers are. It is very big difficult to to speak for me.
Is
That
yeah,
is some this weight
yeah.
good, this weight
No,
is
I don't
not
want to.
good.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want to
We
force
hope
you.
the full team is very ready.
I don't want to force you to pick one wrestlers, and I know your team is gonna be so ready. Um,
Yes, yes.
yeah, and so yeah, absolutely.
And let's we hope for the best, good best in the next World Championship and all.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Coach Malik, thank you so much for joining us today. Um, so you
Thank you,
have,
coach.
yeah, do you have like a few words you want to say to your followers that are watching us all around the world?
Yes, I want to say the whole followers that we should do good practice with good discipline. We should practice with the good discipline, coach. I want to speak them, and always respect your parents and your coach and our God. That is message from me, coach.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Coach Malik, for joining us today and sharing and talking about the wrestling in India. And we wish you our best and good luck with your wrestling team. Okay.
Okay, coach, nice to talk to you, coach. Thank you, and I'm sorry my English
No,
little no.
you did wonderful job, Coach. You did
Thank
wonderful
you.
job. So I'm gonna close Facebook Live and then we can chat
Okay.
a few minutes. Okay, hold on.